Hi everyone, my name is Yasmin and welcome to my channel. I am a cross-stitcher and multi-crafter living in London. I am also a cross-stitch designer and my company name is Yasmin'sMadewithLove. If you are my new viewer, welcome. I hope you enjoy today's episode and you are here to stay. And if you are my returning viewer, thank you so much. Your present is always so greatly appreciated. It's been 2 weeks since I've recorded last. And today is Friday the 30th of June, so it is the last day of the month. Cannot believe already June is gone. Summer is here, weather is beautiful, although the heat is gone. It really, everybody who has been complaining about how hot it is probably is celebrating now, because it's still nice and warm, but it's not as hot as it was 2 weeks ago, a week ago at least. So what I have been up to, obviously I have been stitching, not as much as I planned to, because there were quite few deadlines I had to meet, and quite few obligations I needed to fulfill. However, I did manage to do some stitching in between. So for today's episode, I have got some WIPS, I have FINISHE, I have 4 new starts, I have a giveaway winner, and of course I have got a little bit of purchases to share with you as well. So I think I'm ready to start. Just a 1 sip of coffee, and my calendar is not changed because, you know, who knows what day of the week is? Definitely not me. So begin with this week, I think Wednesday, I'm not sure, I have recorded video on how to make pins, and thank you so much to everyone who watched and left comment and was really enthusiastic about giving a go to try yourself. Obviously there is hundreds of video tutorial on how to make the pins, and some of them are more kind of advanced with more advanced materials and the techniques. I like simplicity, I like access to inexpensive, you know, use of product. Like, I don't want to spend too much money for something which is made for decoration or something what I do for fun. So if you are interested in learning how to make pins, I'm gonna include this video as well in the description box. Also, all of the information when you can find me, like Facebook group, Instagram account, my Patreon, email address, all of those informations are always included in the description box underneath every single video. This also include everything what I show you, all of the products and all of the links to the places when you can purchase them are linked as well in the description below. Sometimes I'm late with updating my with updating the information. However, if you come back again, you know, a few hours later on the next day, usually everything is up to date then. I had to pause for a second. So let's go into cross stitch. So let me show you first my finish. I'm saying my, but it is not mine. It is stitched by my wonderful Charlie, because, you know, she is my model stitcher. So yesterday, my Oliver, because this is the name, lovely Kim, Stitchy Squirrel, has gave it to him, and Oliver is back home, beautifully stitched by my Charlie. I mean, this is beyond exciting. I cannot wait for Oliver to be on my wall. Frame is on the way, so, you know, in the next few days I will be fully framing him. This is the June's Patreon exclusive for the last tier, which is called all inclusive. And it calls for Tom and Lily threads. Obviously the DMC conversion is provided, but oh my god, absolutely I love him. This chart is available until the 13th of June, and then the commercial release, it will be at some point next year. So this is my only finish, because not my finish but my finish. Absolutely love him so much. Now I have got quite few WIPs which I have been working on, and I did press them a little bit so they look presentable. However, if you don't mind, I will be putting them back into the bag they come from, because otherwise I will have so much mess in here. So the first project I've worked on, and I've done a really tiny amount of progress on this. This is called African Women, and there are 3 separate charts which I am stitching as a one piece. It is full coverage. All background is stitched with a 10 stitch or like half stitch, and then the figures are stitched with full crosses. I am using code for DMCs, and again I cannot show you the cover because I've only printed out the charts. However, this is from the Etsy seller, which is not longer available, because you know, when I went into my purchases history, this pattern does not come with the cover, it just comes with a chart. However, since the seller is not available, I cannot take the screenshot of the actual what they were posting on their website. I did see then that on Etsy there are quite few other places when you can purchase those 3 ladies. However, I'm not quite sure how, you know, how good those websites are, because those are the pages, again, those are those Etsy shops which sells patterns for like £1, and they very often copy other designers, like Dimensions. Very often Dimensions kits are being copied, or other. So I'm not going to tell you, you know, to go and get it. The proper shops when I bought this one on is not longer available on Etsy. So I will try to do the web search. Maybe they have got website as well. If that's the case, then I will include a link to the website. But I have started working on the second lady, but I've only stitched for half an hour on this project, because I remember on the day I made myself so comfortable in the garden. It was Sunday and I started stitching, but then my kids, they were like, you know, I don't want to go outside because it's too hot, can we open the pool? So I opened the pool, and then, you know, we stopped playing in the garden. So I literally stitched on it for half an hour, and then in the evening I've started working on something else. But I really would like to do quite a big progress on this project this month. Right, next project. Now the next few projects, they are my models which are available in my Etsy store. You know, the booklets has been created as well, so they are ready to go. However, I really want to have them fully stitched so I can update the cover pictures on the booklets. Although, you know, just by looking on the booklets you wouldn't be able to tell then this is not a stitch model, but I want to have my models out of the way and leave a space for the new models which I have to stitch as well. So right now what I'm gonna show you, it is a Polish band sampler. I will include a picture over here. At first it was my fundraising chart for the Men Cup charity this year during the London Marathon, and now it is a commercial pattern. Obviously I did some few changes to it. I think I've changed one DMC color in blue to different one, but if you have purchased the chart before, then everything else what I am offering in my Etsy store is exactly the same. It's just a maybe change of the layout, and like the picture or things on inside is edited, but the chart itself is exactly the same. So this is what I have done so far. So last time when I showed you this project, I had the top banner finished, not finished because you know there's a little bit over here, and now I am moving down. So I've stitched this cluster over here, and then I move down, 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 and the idea is that I would want to start each of the band until I reach the bottom, and then I could just stitch this without looking on the pattern, because the motifs are repetitive, and there is a kind of pattern and the rhythm to the colors as well. So this kind of, I think, would, after that I would be able to stitch it quicker. So after this banner there is second half of the banner, which is kind of is like a mirror reflection, and then is the last flowery banner, and the project is done. I am stitching this on 36 counts fabric by Coffee Craft Fabrics. Sadly she doesn't name her fabrics, but the color you are seeing on the screen at this moment is pretty accurate. So it's very lovely pink, pink color, kind of watermelon, but like really, really light. Absolutely love this project. It's very simple. It only calls for 5 DMC colors, which is 3 reds, 1 black, or 6 colors. 3 reds, 1 blue, 2 blues, and 1 black. So 6 DMC colors. Absolutely love this. So I really would love to have this done this summer. However, the chart in both format of DMC, of PDF and a paper booklet is available now. And I am having this project in a bag, which was so very kindly given to me by Cross Stitch Sarah on Instagram. And talking about Cross Stitch Sarah, she recently, I think in the last few weeks, she opened her shop on Coffee account. So, and she sells her project bags. So I really advise you to go and have a look on her product. The bags are absolutely gorgeous. This one I was very kindly gifted, but it's gorgeous. I highly recommend the bags. And I've also included the link to Sarah's Instagram account, and also to her coffee shop as well. Right, the second project I've worked on, it is my model, and it is the Moth Quaker, and I am 50%, no, a little bit over 50% done, because I'm only missing another medallion on the other side from the top and bottom, and a few alphabet letters, and then everything else is finished. I've already purchased the frames, so the minute when I place my last stitch, I will be framing this and again taking some nice photographs. I'm stitching this on 32 count fabric by Coffee Craft Fabrics. Again, I think her name is Megan. She doesn't name her fabric, but I think it's just gorgeous for this Quaker. Initially and originally I was going to stitch this on the new fabric on the whim. I think it's Affogato linen, because it's exactly the mock-up picture is exactly on the fabric which I intended to stitch on. However, when I kind of rummaged through my stash, I found this fabric and I thought, oh, you know what, this one is going to be absolutely gorgeous on it. However, if you're looking for a little bit more kind of subtle and you want the design to pop even more, I highly recommend Affogato from Fiber on a Whim. And this is the palette colors are called for. Obviously they're looking not very presentable at this moment, but yes, not much more to do. And this bag, this project lives in the bag made by my beautiful Charlie. Oh no, not this one, sorry. In this bag, which was made by Karina, which is my Instagram friend, Karina Elliott on Instagram. She made me this beautiful bag with all of those birds, and this project lives here all together with another project which is on the same fabric, but you will be able to fully see it in, I'm planning late August or beginning of September, because it is an autumn project. Okay, next project I've worked on, it is Meloka Designs, the Mystery Stitch Along, and part 5 was released yesterday. So I am 100% up to part 3. I've managed to complete the first 3 parts. So this weekend I really would like to stitch part 4 and 5, and then I would have just the one side which reveals the animal all together. But you know, I knew from the beginning it is a squirrel. When Megan released the part 1 with this kind of fluffy tail, I kind of you know, had a little guess in between the rooster and the squirrel. But then when the second part came out, when the little paw, I knew it is gonna be squirrel, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I am using code for DMCs on 14 count Ada, because I did order the material pack from Megan. Absolutely love this. And of course squirrel and bunny needleminder from Meloka Design as well. A really enjoyable project. I cannot you know, recommend this more in a, like, I could not say more about Megan's kits and projects. I mean, this is one of the designers which I am very drawn to for variety of reasons, but the 2 reasons which really want me to go and purchase from her is the charity. Why am I saying random stuff? Are the charts. The way she makes the charts are absolutely phenomenal. They come in a large scale, and you know, for people who can read charts, you know, small, big, or have good eyesight, you know, it doesn't really matter. For me, it is really important. I have got learning difficulty. I have got dyslexia. I struggle read tiny black and white charts. I struggle to read charts where symbols are almost identical. For me, it's a one blob, and I cannot distinguish. Very often I ask my daughter if there is like a, you know, black and white chart. I very often ask my daughter if she can color it in for me the same symbols, so then I know what they are. I think, you know, moving forward, you know, I really would want that the way that the designers, they're producing the charts, it's changed, because, you know, for everybody who, you know, who don't have a special needs, I think, you know, getting black and white, small print, large print, you know, it does not really make a difference. But I think for people like I, you know, the same for people with a, you know, color blindness, people with a, you know, weak eyesight, it's really important to ensure that the charts are clear, colorful, the symbols are readable, or is the readable a word? Not sure. But yeah, that's why the way I do my charts, they large, and they might be a little bit you know, some I see, you know, it's exaggerating. Why do you want to split the chart in between 4 pages? This is the reason. I look from the perspective someone who struggles, and I don't want anybody else to feel this way or feel like, oh, I don't want to get this chart because I can't read it. And that's how very often I feel. I'm very drawn to the design, but then when I see then it's black and white and it's tiny, I'm not gonna get it because I can't read it. So yeah, I'm really fascinating, and I cannot recommend it enough, Megan's kits and Megan's designs. The second WIP, not the second, the Wix WIP, another WIP, I'm going to show you. It is again by Meloka Designs, and this was my restart. And this is Mandala Monkey again by Meloka Designs, and this is how much I've done over 2 evenings. Again, I was stitching in the garden in the evening and I loved it. I found it really enjoyable to stitch on this project right now because, again, for the same reason I just explained this to you a few minutes ago. I have Ridley and I don't like to stitch from digital copies, so I always print out the chart. However, when I print out from the Ridley, it comes as a tiny chart, and I can't see the symbols. Like, I can see then there are different colors, but you know, like some of the yellows and beiges are quite similar, and because I cannot distinguish the symbol, I wasn't able to stitch it. So at first I made so many mistakes, but then my beautiful friend Kim, she did some, you know, magic, and she showed off her ICT skills, and she did something with the printer, or the way she printed out. So now I have got large copies of all of the Ridley charts I am currently stitching on, and this makes a huge difference. I can just whiz through it, I can see the symbol very clearly, and there is no mistake whatsoever. So this is how much I stitched so far. I am using Colt for DMCs, and this is linen 32 count by Fabric Flare, called Speckles. I hope I'm not speaking too fast today, or I'm not, like, you know, too scattered, like, you know, talking about everything at the same time. Feel a little bit up today. I think it's one too many cup of coffee this morning. Right, the next project I'm about to show you, they are all of my new starts. I had 4, and the first one, it is my new release, and it is called, excuse me, dragonfly, not dragon, oh, calm down, girl, dragonfly Quaker. And voila, this is how much I've stitched in one sitting. One of the days this week, I think over the weekend, or maybe Friday last week, I'm not quite sure, one of those days, weather was absolutely glorious. It was 32 degrees, it was burning hot, scorching sun. So I've actually sat in the full sun, and I have been stitching for like 8 hours. I have not done anything else on this day. Yeah, of course, you know, I had made lunch and I take my kids to school and I brought them back, but apart that, I haven't done anything else. I have been stitching on this project, and this is the reason why I have got very, you know, weird tanning on my arms, because, you know, when I stitch, my arm is folded, so that's basically how I get tan. But then when I open, this inside part is completely white. Anyway, so this is what I have done so far. I'm stitching this on even weave 32 count, again by Tom and Lily Creations. I absolutely love my Quakers to be stitched on even weave by Tom and Lily, because the mottling is very subtle, and the colors are really bright and juicy, and that's exactly what I want on my Quaker. I love the contrast between the colors, and I am using one DMC color. It is like a purple blue. I'm gonna tell you, it's 333, and I absolutely love the contrast of purples and yellows, and this is fantastic. So the chart is available for purchase, but I am still stitching the model. And this project is living in the bag, which was so kindly made by Lizzie, which is Mrs. Fisher Stitches on Instagram and YouTube, and I love it. Every time when I finish project which lives in this bag, another project pops in, because I just cannot part with this bag. It's so gorgeous and it means so much to me. Thank you so much. And next start, new start, which is again something what I have offered as a fundraising chart during London Marathon, and quite few people stitched it, including Ruth, the um, country girl on Instagram, and there is a number, and of course Rose Clark Crafts, she has finished it as well. This project is called Tulips and Stars, and it is a Quaker design. And originally I was stitching this on Tom and Lily 32 count linen in a shade of lilac, and I really love the contrast of lilac and kind of greeny, kind of gemstone colors. However, I decided to switch to 18 count white Ada and start this again, and I absolutely love this. So I've changed, or the only thing I've done is like I've changed the alphabet a little bit. I have removed some of the like the fancy kind of paisleys here and there, and I just still is fancy, but it's not as fancy as it was before. And this is how much I have done so far. And this is the palette of Tom and Lily Creation flosses I am using for this chart. This is absolutely gorgeous. So again, the chart includes the DMC conversion as well. Obviously, you know, I was trying to be as close to the original flosses as I could. However, because of the variation throughout, you know, the final result when you stitch with the DMC might be slightly different. But absolutely love this project, and this project is available in my Etsy store as well at this moment as a PDF version. Until the model is stitched, then I will make the paper copy. So yeah, everything what I showed you, which the models are not stitched yet, the PDF version is available. However, once the model is been stitched and photographed, then I will be releasing this as a paper copy as well. And this project lives in the bag made by my beautiful Charlie of Charlie Feathers. She made this for my birthday. She personalized with my name. She used my favorite themed fabric, which is autumn and foxes and you know, hedgehogs and all of those beauties, with a beautifully glittered front and a little charm. Perfection. Love it, love it, love it. Also, speaking about Charlie is a phenomenal bag maker, the same like Sarah, and she also makes the floss rings and the floss cards, and I've been talking about them before. She has got her coffee shop or shop on coffee as well, which I will include in a link down below. You should go and check it out. It is absolutely gorgeous. No, I have not been working on this. Now the third new start, it is again chart which I offered as a fundraiser during London Marathon. Now this chart, it's I have changed quite a few things because I wasn't too happy with the flowers I did before, and some branches and colors. I limited some colors because, you know, I found it, you know, some colors were unnecessary to use. So the project I've restarted, redone, and I've offered in my Etsy shop. It is called Inclusion is the Key to Growth, and I will include a picture. And this is how much I have done so far. So you see, as you can tell, I am a jumper. Like I jump from one place to another, but I get bored very quickly if I have to stitch with the same color for a very long time. So I like to do a little bit here, a little bit here. So I moved to the upper border, and I really want to make this kind of diamond border first, and then I will move down. I'm stitching this on 32 count Wix Dye Works straw Zweigart base, and this is how much I have done so far. Absolutely love it. So this is the palette of colors. Obviously not all of the colors are needed, because this is the old version when there were like millions of colors. I think I've limited to half of them. So yes, the chart is available now as a PDF version. Once the model is stitched, it will be available as a paper copy. And this project lives in, again, in a beautifully made bag by Charlie. This is something she used to offer in her Etsy store. The fabric is dyed using natural dye, I think avocado, and then she embroidered this little birdie on inside. On inside is lined with with again like a vegan friendly fabric. And the last new start I had, it is a stitch along which I jump on together with a few other Instagram friends, and just to few name, it is Kim, the Stitchy Squirrel, Charlie, which is the organizer, Charlie Feathers, Sarah, Cross Stitch Sarah, Jenny, and then there is another person. I can see your Instagram handle picture in front of me, like, but I cannot remember. I will put across the screen. So all of this bunch of beautiful ladies are stitching on the project called Vintage Roses, and this chart is available as a Ridley release, and that's the copy I am stitching, so I will include a picture. So in the Ridley magazine, it was released as a cushion on the gray petite points fabric with DMC colors, and I think few ladies bought the kits from actual, like, the designer, which is called, I don't know the name of the designer, but the kit is called Vintage Roses. So two names but the same project. I will include a link to the Ridley number, issue number, and the month when it was released, and then I will ask the ladies what is the kit full name and where did they get it from, so maybe you could get it for yourself. So I decided that I would love to use some of the Tom and Lily creation flosses for this project, so I selected all of them. And oh my god, aren't they gorgeous? And when you look at them, the variegation is really subtle. And I thought, oh, you know, the roses, there are 3 shades of pinks. The roses were popped very beautifully, the greens and yellows and everything. However, when I started stitching this project, and I am stitching this on the 32 count even weave from fabric by Crafty Kate, and this is the May's fabric of the month, and it's kind of grayish green. So when I started stitching on this, the variegation, there are 3 different pinks, but the variegation is not as subtle as I wanted to. It looks really pixelated, and it's not smooth, especially on the rose. The yellow flower, it looks quite pretty, but the variegation on the rose is a little bit too harsh for my liking. So I decided to restart this on another side of the fabric, and I like this a little bit better. However, I made a mistake, like I'm 2 stitches off, and I just get upset with this project. So at this moment I don't want to work on it anymore, and I think once I calm down and I will be ready to, you know, proceed with this project, I might be using DMC conversion, especially that this project is quite confetti heavy, then there's lots of color changes, and I think those variegated threads, they don't work too well with this project. And this is pretty much all my stitching from past 2 weeks. So it wasn't too bad, lots of my own stuff, but you know, I enjoy it. I've enjoyed. I had planned, I wanted to do lots of stitching for pleasure. Husband alert. So yeah, I wanted to do lots of pleasure stitching, and I did lots of pleasure stitching. Nothing has been forced, and I've enjoyed every single project I've worked on, and I will continue to do the same throughout the all summer. I will be picking the project I really want to work on without pressure of, you know, have it to finish. And just at the very end, I have got a giveaway winners to announce and also share with you some of the purchases. It's not quite purchase, it is the fabric of the month by Tom and Lily Creation arrived, and this month is this beautiful denim colored linen, absolutely gorgeous. This is phenomenal. Maybe it's a little bit brighter in a real, I don't know why the light has changed, but it's really gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And with this came the fabric, the Flosses club as well. And look at all of those rainbow colors. Let me just hold them properly. Look, all of those rainbow, they're absolutely perfect. And when I saw this palette, I was like immediately thinking, oh my god, I should stitch my butterfly Quaker Love Has Many Colors with this, because it's absolutely perfect for it. Have a look. I mean, this is the palette made for this chart. However, I'm already like 60% stitched, so I don't want to start it again. But I will definitely will be using this pack for something in the future. So now let's talk giveaway. So 2 weeks ago I've offered 3 charts, one Moth Quaker and 2 Love Has Many Colors. However, because of the value of responses and so many people you know, commenting, I decided to add additional copy of the Love Has Many Colors. So I have drawn 4 winners, 3 for the Love Has Many Colors and 1 for the Moth Quaker. It's only because the Moth Quaker I have a limited number of copies, so if I had more I would add more. So the person who won Moth Quaker is Marta Winogrodzka. Congratulations, thank you so much for entering and playing along and commenting on my videos each time. I truly appreciate. I really love when my Polish viewers watching and they commenting, you know, and they don't mind me speaking English. Absolutely delighted with this winner. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate your present here, Marta. Now, 3 winners for the Love Has Many Colors are Tanya Perrin, Sean Duray. I will be including names on the screen as well, and the Stitching Sister. So if you have heard your name and you are one of the winners, please can you email me at Yasmin'sMadewithLove@gmail.com your physical address, so I can post you your prizes from Monday. And this is everything what I had for you today. Only one information, all of my paper charts have shipped and have been delivered to Hoffman Distributing Company, so then they are available in the catalog of products. So if you are overseas in the US and Canada and you wanted to have some of my my designs, then please contact your local needle shop, then they can purchase their charts from them. And thank you so much for spending with me a little bit over half an hour. It is always a pleasure to record. I will be back after 2 weeks time. Hopefully I will have some more projects to show you, and I'm wishing you a wonderful 2 weeks time. Lots of stitching, beautiful weather, be healthy, be safe. Bye bye.